Some of the century's richest men are Sigma males. Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, Steve Jobs, and even Henry Ford are all widely considered to be of the Sigma personality archetype. In this video, we're going to explore the Sigma mindset, what motivates Sigma males, and gives them the potential to achieve things that were inconceivable to humanity. And also, what are some common obstacles Sigmas face, and how to overcome them. If you're a Sigma male or you want to be one, this will help you overcome your weaknesses and play to your strengths so you can achieve great things. And by the way, if you find some cool insights here, feel free to give it a like and subscribe to Dream Thinker for weekly content about the psychology of different personality types. Let's get into it. Number 1. Sigmas have zero regard of the status quo. They question everything and think for themselves, designing a personal code they live by, which they spend a lot of time and effort developing. They would never do something a certain way just because this is how everyone does it and has been doing it for decades. They always question the norm, which lets them come up with a creative solution to big problems. And honestly, most of the times these solutions seem quite obvious. It's just the fact that no one ever thought about it because of tradition. You may find that the majority of male college dropouts are Sigmas because they logically break down the value they're getting from college versus the time, money, and effort they invest in it. And if the equation doesn't balance out, they will leave. They won't do something just because their parents and peers say it's the right thing to do. They have to be convinced for themselves. Number 2. Sigmas are independent. You'll always find that Sigma workers have multiple streams of income, or at least they have a plan B and C in place in case their current source of income is jeopardized. A Sigma male can't be threatened by, if you don't get in line, I will fire you. They don't really care if they're fired because they always have other options. They never entangle themselves in such a way that walking out would be a problematic. And don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean they're complete outcasts. Sigmas are often liked and respected by their peers and their superiors. But make no mistake, if they get tired, they will leave. Sigmas work because they like it, not because they need it. Number 3. Sigma males never give up. Sigma's strength doesn't come from how hard they punch, it comes from how hard they get punched and still make it back to their feet. Steve Jobs was exited from his own company, which he worked on building for years, and when he came back, he made one of the most successful marketing campaigns in history. These kinds of hits would be difficult for an alpha male to sustain because they care about their social image. They need to stay on top of the socio-sexual hierarchy, and they need everyone to know they are. So when something threatens this image, they might just let it go. But for Sigmas, they don't really care about their social image or about society at all. They do their own thing, and they kick ass at it, even if everyone tells them they're crazy. Their mindset is, first they will call you crazy, then they will call you a genius. And they understand that being called crazy is common when you have vision. Number 4. Sigma males adapt. They're the best natural survivors out of all the male personality archetypes. For an alpha, when a task gets too complicated or time-consuming, the first thing they think is, whom can I delegate this to? But for a Sigma, they think, how can I get this done? They rely only on themselves, and they adapt their skills and learn new things to get the job done adequately. It's common for a Sigma male to make a bold career shift or travel to a foreign country and thrive in their new position. They see everything as a challenge, and they carry the responsibility of seeing it through. They will swim oceans and climb mountains to avoid saying, I couldn't get it done. Number 5. Sigmas work best alone. They have the ability to work in teams and be cooperative, but their finest work comes from alone time. This could be anything from writing, graphic designing, programming, marketing, or even just coming up with ideas in any field. They appreciate quietness and tend to listen within themselves for intuition, and then follow that intuition. This is why you'll find that many Sigma males opt into remote work, freelancing gigs, and making money digitally. However, Sigmas can still be very good leaders if they need to be. Number 6. Sigmas compete only with themselves. When alpha males are super competitive because they always want to prove to the pack that they're better than everyone and establish themselves as the alpha in the hierarchy, sigmas don't really care. They look to their own progress, and they're not concerned with titles like top performer or employee of the month. If they do get it, they just think, cool. In fact, they often let their friends or colleagues win a game or take credit for something if it's gonna make them happy, because they just don't think it has any significance. Elon Musk gave away Tesla patents to everyone for free because he's way more interested in making the world a better place than in beating his competitors. Number 7. Sigmas put their goals first. Even though Sigma males can fit well into society and can be sensitive and sympathetic, they always put their goals and happiness over everyone and everything else. Altruism is among the least likely virtues you'd find in a Sigma male, and they're not afraid to admit that. You'll find them saying something like, "I'd love to make my parents proud, but I gotta put myself first." They can even give up companionship in order to achieve their goals. A great example of this is Steve Jobs' infamous story with his girlfriend and child. This doesn't come from an antisocial mentality or introvertism, but the fact that they're hyper-aware that companionship comes with responsibilities, which might slow them down. The way they think about it is, having a fulfilling relationship can make them satisfied with their life enough that they don't strive to achieve great things, but if they're alone, all their energy will be focused on themselves. I'm talking about the guy who says no to the Saturday night party because they gotta hustle. Sometimes people think Sigma males are a bit ruthless because they're willing to do anything to get to their destination, regardless of who might get hurt in the way. Okay, so that was it for the Sigma male strengths, and now it's time for their weaknesses and how to overcome them. Number 1. Sigma males have authority issues. Like I already said, they hate being told what to do, and they need their own space to grow. They can definitely be problematic at the workplace. They question everything and often come up with new and bold ideas to improve things at the workplace, and these ideas aren't always welcomed. So what to do about it? Well, you have two options. Either pick a vocation in which you answer to no one, like a freelancer or an entrepreneur. Or if you have to have a boss, choose someone who understands you and gives you the resources you need and guides you, while still giving you the space to make your own mistakes and learn from them. If you end up with one of those, do as I say because I'm your boss and I own you, a-holes, the workplace will turn into a battlefield. Number 2. Sigmas get bored easily. They won't quit because the going gets hard or they face a huge challenge, but they will quit if they simply get bored. They have to have constant stimulation, face challenges which they can adapt to, and solve new problems. What to do about it? Well, two things. First, choosing an interesting work and interesting changes from one person to another, so make sure you work a job that constantly offers you new and interesting things. And second, constantly remind yourselves of your goals. Yes, maybe this is getting a bit boring, but think of the long-term results you'll yield if you keep at it for a bit more. Number 3. Sigmas don't have a tribe. Whether you admit it or not, there is safety and strength in numbers. Alphas invest a lot of time and efforts into their social circles, and they reap the benefits of that investment in a number of people that would have their back. Sigmas, they rarely make that investment. They often direct their time and effort on themselves to grow their knowledge and skills. This is why when Sigma males fall, it leaves scars, not scratches. Having people to take care of you and help you if you're sick or in any kind of trouble can sometimes be life-changing. The way to overcome this is, okay, put all the time you want into yourself and your career, but also make sure to put at least some time in forming strong bonds and genuine connections, at least with a few people. Remember, the lone wolf dies and the pack survives.